we are talking about. As he said, the highest rated.
Money check, swagger check, drip check, cut the check. You know I say fly like a jet. I'm a triple threat. Watch me flex.
Hello, hello. All right.
Hello.
Caballo, can you hear me, buddy?
Yo.
We can hear you, and boy, can we see you.
Yes, sir.
But you guys are fresh in. We got cams on. I don't know if either of you were able to watch that last match, but you got some shoes to fill.
I was there. I don't know if I can fill in Cup's shoes, man. That was pretty impressive.
Hell yeah. And it does speak to the underdog a little bit, he's reminding people that it can be done. That was the first time in the competition. And now we have this matchup right here. And the reason that this one is significant between you two fine folks is we are going to learn our second semifinalist, which Pieszki is the only one known so far, but moving on to the semifinals, it's a double elim, so whoever wins, you still got those 2 lives available, but contrary to our last match, no one's being eliminated right here. So start with you, Tapir. We didn't see you in the last match, but we saw the chess, and it looked strong. How have you been feeling, and how's the coaching been since the last match preparing for Caballo?
Coaching's been great. I think my rating's gone down a bit since I've been in the pool, but I don't know if that's nerves or me just doing whatever, but we'll have to send it.
Hell yeah. Easier said than done. Caballo, you look like you're on a mission. You know, the chess remains to be seen, but from what we can see, you look prepared. And you look dapper. Is this part of, an overall aesthetic that you're trying to give off? Is this coach prep?
I wouldn't say coach prep, more of just, look good, feel good, play good. So
I hear you.
I think, just subconscious confidence, and I got the intangibles ready to go, man. That's all I'll say.
I like it. Now, do we have, so your coach, Tapir, is he present currently? Because, I'm the same for you, Caballo. Wondering, because we do have some timeouts, which, you can use just for yourself, but will we have coaches on standby for advice?
This is on standby. Oh, sorry,
my bad. I'm unsure if Gory's here, so I do have a substitute pinch hitter backup.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Smart. And Tapir?
Yeah, I believe, maybe he'll be watching.
I will go with the currently best dressed, Caballo, to call our coin toss. Heads or tails, man? What are you thinking?
Give me the tails.
Let's see. See what I can do. I can do. It is tails. So would you like to start with white or black?
Give me the white pieces. El Blanco.
I can do that. All right. So white pieces for Caballo, as I said, 1st to 6. Timeouts, either on cam or unmute, and let me know. 3 minutes. That's all from me. Any questions?
No.
All good, Tapir? Yep. Okay.
/online.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll start the first game, and you guys rematch from there. Obviously, Tapir already knows this because he's got his music public for the chat, but you can listen to whatever, and I'll give you a minute or so to do that before I start the first game.
Awesome. I don't even think people will want to hear my music. I shared it, so.
Well, hey, if you win the match, they might be asking more questions about what you're listening to.
Might have to keep that one a secret.
There you go. All right, we're looking forward, boys. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys I'll see you at the end of the match, and remember, timeout, just visually show on cam, or you can unmute and call it. Good luck.
Sure thing.
Sounds good. Meeting up. Good luck, Caballo.
Yeah, good luck. Let's put a show on.
Let's go. Little Jimmy, TapirKnight. No one's getting eliminated, but someone can move on very deep in the winner's bracket right here. And wow, that's a quick start. B3 played by Little Jimmy. Did we see this in his first matchup? I don't know that we did. I don't know that we did. This might be fresh. Fresh, new, little Jimmy 1200, TapirKnight 1100. But you saw Tapir say, look, I have actually lost some rating, but he does feel like he's improving. So you can't always measure just from the elo. I think he was weighing in up way above 1200 the last time he played a match. So I definitely think this is quite literally a toss-up. Now, the center is waiting to be undermined here, meaning this move and this move are for white to consider. And TapirKnight, what the heck is this? H5, hanging it, no regard for the pawn, no regard for the center, and little Jimmy's reacting to it. What's going on here? But are you kidding me? There's a pawn hanging there. A very nervy first game from these two. Tapir has now castled. Yes, he can launch an attack over here. That move looks ready to go. Oh, this queen trade would favor him, so he does not allow it. I do think, though, he should have just done it here. Maybe get the full pawns in motion. That looked good. Now, this is a nervy start here. I will say that. I can, for some reason, see this one happening. Just, yep. The little Jimmy Whisperer. It is a big mistake here, but not the biggest because of this. However, this one really falls into it, and that would show nerves. That would show big nerves here. You might have to go all the way over, and he does do so, but Tapir is in a commanding position to start off this match. Bishop c5, absolutely the best move. Now, I was going to say g5 might be one way to mess things up. Bishop a3, he's desperate, but you know what? This could play a big role, and oh boy, that hurts. TapirKnight is taking advantage of a pin. He's got this move next. Little Jimmy has had his jimmies rustled. He's dead. He's completely dead. All the pieces are lost here. Everything is trapped. It's a complete KO. And even when he takes this, the knight is also trapped. He's going to keep playing, but oh my goodness, it's over. This is basically mate, by the way. This is hanging. I mean, you take your pick. It's completely done and dusted. And Tapir is going to take game number 1, and that is a really, really convincing victory, I have to say. Like, what we witnessed here was crushing. Many wins missed by Tapir, a lot of mates and ones, but it really doesn't matter. It's a guarantee that he's going to win this. Just a matter of time. The king is also not in a stalemate position, which I think is important. If it was, I would be, harboring some hope, but actually it's just locked in when it has 2 moves to make. And that that's not the best. Knight e3. He's really milking this one. If he does a reset mate, I will might have to just adjudicate it right there. That would be nasty. He really took his time and said, let me make sure this guy has a move. And he did. I don't mind taking the time there. It's game number 1. Make sure you get the dub. All right, let's see it. We're going Rui Lopez here. And actually, little Jimmy is coming out with the Berlin. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? The Berlin from little Jimmy. A true professional. Eddie likes it. Eddie respects what he sees here. Yeah, like who the hell has little Jimmy been working with? Like that's what the people want to know. This is incredible. Well, yeah, no shit. The Berlin's solid there, Eddie. It's super solid. You got to have the skills to break it down. Well, would you look at this? TapirKnight's got the skills to break down the Berlin. There they are. There's them skills. And little Jimmy, after losing an entire goddamn bishop, is also trading every single piece. Like, what was that? Rook e8, queen e8. Like, he just traded everything. Why? This is just not good enough. It's not a good enough level. Tapir is looking focused, unbothered. And look at that. You know, so easy to go wrong. So easy. But Tapir is making everything look nice and cozy right now. He's even going to take the time to defend the pawn, because why the hell not? You have the time. I would be looking at moves like this. Okay, there you go. There's a tricky one. And you know what? If this gets played, you're right back in the game somehow. I really like this move. Of course, there's tons of ways that Tapir can play, but little Jimmy is killing it in terms of what? Time and maybe resourcefulness. Like, once he's traded off all the pieces, at least now he hasn't traded anything more. Now, where he didn't do well was trading off so many pieces earlier. Amazingly, he's fixed that, and now he's not trading anything, thank goodness. But is it going to be enough? I don't know if this strategy will actually work. It looks good, but I don't think it's enough. You're down a piece. How relevant is this clock? Tapir is not a player that can keep up with little Jimmy on the clock. Pure clock. This is here, and remember, you cannot guard it. So, actually, this would be a critical mistake. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. It's just sitting there right in front of you. If you go on to lose this game as TapirKnight, you have to be looking back at this insane moment not to take that. It's unbelievable. Now he's trapping his rook here. Little Jimmy is doing nothing with this rook. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is guarded as well. Now, if you take it, of course you drop the rook, but it doesn't matter because you have the knight extra. Look at this rook. He's finally trying to break it out of jail, but this 20-second moment, little Jimmy, we're starting to see the plan come to fruition. But he lets the rook out. He lets the rook out. His own rook is hanging, by the way. Is he going to recognize that? He's got 10 seconds. Hello? I mean, little Jimmy is walking in. Hi, how you do? Thank you very much. This is over. He's going to win on time. It's a guarantee. It would take a crazy blunder like this for him not to win on time. Oh, you fuck. Now, he doesn't get the dub, but what he does do is avoid the loss. He's definitely pumped about that. That was one that little Jimmy should have won. Let's be honest. He played King G7. He blundered the exchange. Unthinkable move. And it was enough for the comeback to happen. Yeah, he could have pre-moved the mate, but you know what? Tapir has a lot of skills. Definitely, I wouldn't say those are his top skills. So if he's going to have some weaknesses in the event, it's probably that. And despite that probably not being his strong suit, he still escaped with a draw. So overall, I think you have to be happy. this move by Tapir it's surprising that it's been able to last that long. Normally, you don't want to allow this, so the right move is h3 or castle. Okay, it doesn't really matter. If you take now, you're losing, so you don't want to do that. Tapir is absolutely jamming out to the tunes right now. Okay, big dislike on that move from little Jimmy. Would have preferred this. That's the square that really matters, but he got baited into thinking that h4 was the idea. And then comes knight g4. Great square to use. f3 we don't want to do, right? Never want to do this. Black should play this move. The knight should retreat. And okay, we have a game. We have a game. b5, I do not like that. Nope. Now, I would have taken first. Why? Because I want this pawn structure to be solid, and I want these pawns to be isolated and doubled. Here, the difference is, well, maybe the pawns are all connected now. Much stronger. Knight e5, f4, bishop g4, winning the knight, but of course losing this. Whoa, what? Oh my, it's completely over. What is this move? He's got to take this now. And then instead of taking that, you can take this and then oh. What a horrific, horrific blunder. Little Jimmy, what are you thinking with bishop f3? King f2. Oh my lord, what is king f2? I mean, hey, maybe you didn't have much better. I don't know how this is helpful, though. Oh yeah, the wheels are coming off here. It's feeling a little bit like a match where little Jimmy has this idea to play really quick, and it damn near worked on that last one, and he'll be kicking himself that it didn't. But if he doesn't get that strategy to work, I will say Tapir's been much sharper on the board here. He's definitely been playing the better chess. It doesn't necessarily mean he's played the better match. That's game over if that ends up on the board. It does not, although that's actually pretty much the same thing. And he's feeling it. 2.5 to half. Tapir is for sure playing the better chess. Goes without saying. Jimmy has had the speed, but he needs more than the speed here. He needs to get one good game in, and he doesn't have it right now. You're playing the Sicilian, and c3 happens. There is a cardinal rule in chess. You have to attack the e-pawn, because the knight usually goes here to defend it. If you don't attack the e-pawn, you're getting a bad position. These are the top moves in the position for that reason. Knight c6, not ideal. And what's happening? He's playing Sicilian with an open c-file. He's allowing d5. All of these are bad. White is much better here. You can say little Jimmy's playing too fast, and that's a fair criticism, but think back to game number 2. He played way too fast. Yes, he was down a piece, but it worked. It worked. Tapir was way too slow. So at some point, you do have to validate that Tapir's a slow player, and little Jimmy had him in that second game. We wouldn't necessarily be saying, oh, he's playing too quick when he gets that win in game number 2. It's like, he's not just playing too quick, he's playing too bad. Little Jimmy is dropping things all over the place, and I don't think you spend more time, you prevent moves like this. He is just not seeing the board. This is not good. And the thing is, to snap out of this, he's going to need a dirty win on the clock, or he's going to need to have an actual good game, good position, and win over the board. That would give a ton of confidence. Yeah, timeout would not be misplaced. E5 looks crushing. But it's a little bit different. He said he's got a backup nearby. his coach couldn't be here. But maybe it's a little different without coach here. Like, doesn't feel the same. H5. I like this move. Tapir's vulnerability so far has definitely been the clock, if anything. Little Jimmy, unfortunately, doesn't have much of an option. He kind of has to use that. Queen F3, another great move. Tapir's playing well. What? What the fuck is that? I don't even I can't even comment on that. There's safe squares for the queen. The bishop is just hanging here. The bishop's hanging here. What the fuck am I? What is? I'm not sure what's going on here. No comment. I mean, this is literally just there. This, I don't understand that. This, what the fuck is this move? Hello? Do they not understand how the pieces move? Like, this is a move that I would expect from a player that isn't aware that pawns capture diagonally. Now, if we're criticizing someone, it's obviously little Jimmy, because you can't say nothing to Tapir. He's up 2.5 to half. He's dominating here. He's generally been pretty flawless in tactics, as we see another one here. What on earth is little Jimmy doing? He is hanging everything. That timeout might be needed, not even to speak to someone, just to regroup. And I think to some degree, Tapir's being brought down to little Jimmy's level here. Like, this is hanging, that's hanging, goes for the check. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's not super relevant. We might see the game end in one move, but I do think to some degree the things that Tapir is missing are just a product of the very loose gameplay that we're seeing here. I mean, this is hopeless. This is hopeless. Oh my goodness, this is pure domination. We haven't seen one-sided games like this. This is completely over. Oh my God. Timeout called. Timeout called. All right, we have a timeout called. Both will have 3 minutes. The clock starts now. You can stay muted, but 3 minutes. I think that's a wise timeout there. Tapir was feeling it, the momentum. I do think that's a wise timeout. Thank you, MC9008. Big 10 subs there. Thank you very much, buddy. Caballo's going straight into the call. Needed that timeout, guys. It's a tough match right now. But you know what? The timeout was called at the exact same moment that it was called in the first match. And we saw what happened after that Mr. Keem timeout. So do not count out Caballo. Never count out a man in a suit. Okay? If they put that suit on, they mean business. Tapir is using his timeout to pour liquor in his cup and cheers the camera while CaballoLoco is receiving last-minute coaching. Holy fuck. Oh my, he's dumping the whole thing in. Jesus. Caballo better come back with something real good. The rum and coke, the Jack and Coke is in full swing. Exactly, ABD. A word of caution, perhaps, if there was a coach around. Is this showboating going too far, or is he just so dialed in that he knows his limits? The energy is absolutely off the charts right now, though. Oh, you think the coach suggested it? Okay, that actually could be. That makes more sense, actually. Hey, what do I need to work on? Actually, your cup's empty, you little bitch. Fill it up. About 30 more seconds. Coming to the end of this timeout. Remember, there's still timeout available for Tapir if he wants to use it. But timeout called from Little Jimmy, and it's just ending now. Now we'll get back in and tell the players to rematch. All right, guys, that's 3 minutes. Let's hit the rematch button and resume the games. Good luck. And we are back in 3.5 to half. B3 is out the window, ladies and gentlemen. B3 is gone. Let's see what little Jimmy has in store. Lost Moose said he showed Tapir this as well. Let's see if Tapir remembers. I will say I can tell he's looked at it because of this. That already tells me he's prepared here. Bishop takes f7. No, little Jimmy. No, little Jimmy. Brother. Here is the idea. And it still doesn't fully work. Or this is the idea. But not bishop f7 and then trade the queens. Ay. Tapir is absolutely feasting here. Little Jimmy came out of the timeout and he chucked up a shot from half court. What on earth is he doing? He's losing even more material. Now, I think this is the way. I mean, yes, you lose a piece, but you've literally got 2. So you're good. And maybe a small bit of work to do to develop, but that's about it. This is completely winning for TapirKnight. Oh my goodness. And Tapir was sitting there while little Jimmy, can you imagine little Jimmy was at the computer? He was like deep in the calculation. Okay, I got it, coach. Okay, so I go out there and okay, got it. Meanwhile, Tapir is fucking pouring the Jack and Coke. Oh, just sickening. He came in with so much confidence. Now, yes, there is a pin. Yes, it is annoying, but it's not enough to say that it's worth it. Nothing is worth those 2 pieces. That's a lot. And look, even though he's going to lose a pawn here, he doesn't care, right? He's going to be able to develop his knight. That's what matters. I like this. That was a very, very sneaky idea. And I'll give credit to little Jimmy. I think he saw it because I would be very tempted to just grab that. If you take all of Black's pawns, that starts to become a serious idea. Like, if you take this, you win the C pawn, you trade for this, we're talking. Ooh. Fair. I understand this. I think he might spot it next move. We'll see. I mean, saving the knight is obviously just fine. Okay, he does spot it. He had this game on lock, though. It's 4.5 to half, and there's no reason for Tapir to call a timeout now. It just wouldn't be smart. He's dominating the match. Jimmy hasn't put a dub on the board yet. We see a copycat opening, and honestly, I get it. Right? You're little Jimmy. You're thinking to yourself, well, fuck, I can't win the game. But he seems to be able to. So let me play what he plays. Maybe that'll take me to the promised land. Like, I understand it. It makes perfect sense. Oh my goodness. Dude. Little Jimmy is getting absolutely blasted here. You cannot play chess like this. You got to get your king to safety. Matter of fact, if you're copying your opponent, you got to get to safety. Oy, oy, oy. It's an absolute massacre here. Tapir needs to give him his time out. Oy, oy, oy. It's going to be 5.5 to half. Will he win this match without little Jimmy winning a single game? And they were matched up by rating, like reasonably even. Tapir usually is, 12, 1300. He was definitely light when he came in. But still. And let's not forget, crew. Let's not forget. Thank you for the reminder. Little Jimmy was saying, or I think it was Tapir. Tapir was the one who said, you can only beat me when I'm drunk. And now he shows up to the match drinking. And he's full mounting him 5.5 to half after this win. That's a statement. Yeah, TapirKnight is in the chessbrah gym program. Rook b1. I mean, it is sad days for that bishop. Oh, yeah. It's never been close here, guys. And look at this, right? The h3 pawn snorked up. Look, there's no worry about this. It is cruise control right now for TapirKnight. Such a one-sided match. You got to feel for little Jimmy. It happens. We saw one of the matchups go 6-1. Bam easy. This one is 5.5 to half. And we are on match point. Matter of fact, every game is a must-win game for little Jimmy. No draws. Got to win every single one. He's back to this. Tapir is definitely prepared here. He knows about d5. Now, I assume that little Jimmy is going to do this now, and then we'll see this line. It's the one that I was showing you guys previously. And Tapir, I think, is ready for this. Caballo may have thought this was working, but actually, by failing to play queen here, he's lost again. You have to play this, or you're actually losing as white. So, again, this is the exact same game that they had last time now. It's transposed. He can't keep playing like this. He's knocking his head against the wall. It does not work. Now, I will say, TapirKnight, maybe the first time this match, blundered. First time in the entire match, probably. He blundered. He dropped a bishop. Sometimes all it takes is one blunder, and then the confidence goes. Sometimes all it takes is one. For example, this gets out of the pin, we castle. You take the bishop, I take the knight. If little Jimmy wins this game after being completely toasted in the opening, that can really shatter your confidence as Tapir. It will give the alcohol time to set in. Yeah. Little Jimmy is starting to actually play this game legitimately well. Mm-hmm. He's got to refocus here. Tapir is kind of letting it slip. Now, what I'd like to see, honestly, is, move like this or something. Just snork up, and there we go. I do think that's important. He's now safe, which means he can focus on making threats, attacking. That's just loose. And, hey, it makes good sense to grab. We got to be very, very aware of this. Safe to say this is probably, the comeback of the entire tournament in advance if he manages to pull it off here. Down full piece in the same lost opening that he had before at 5.5 is about as big of a hole as you can put yourself into. $92, so we know where that king needs to go. Well, I suppose both are perfectly fine, but yeah, that makes more sense. And we're wondering whether anything is finally going to get grabbed over here because, yeah, you can throw this in, but it's just one check, it doesn't really do that much. That makes more sense to me. We have a game here, and we know that little Jimmy is fast. He just hasn't played well enough to make it to a position where he's able to use that speed. That's the truth. He hasn't played well enough. He's been blundering big time before he can get there. Okay, we might see this. No, he's not seeing it clearly. Rook there, interesting. That was still hanging. Knight f5. If you know your mating patterns, everybody, you would be looking at this. Yes. That's a decent move as well. Now, is he going to go for this? Because that makes the most sense. Oh my, you're kidding me. It's the second time that Tapir has not taken a rook. It's crazy. He doesn't know how the knight moves. Oh my goodness, trading pieces. How can you do that? He's getting pinned as well. Tapir. What a move. When it counted. Man, Tapir can play some good moves, but holy heck, he can forget about some. But it goes without saying, the better chess has been played by TapirKnight in this match. And it looks like the better chess is going to carry him all the way to the finish line. Yeah. Even if you go rook here. Yeah, so he's got this. G6 and mate. After takes, he's got nothing, unfortunately. Little Jimmy, he's probably got to play f4. The problem is, if white loses the pawn and the rook, it's over because a draw wins the match as well. So, as of right now, the match is over. Let's just see whether Tapir is going to win out or draw to victory. And it looks like he's going to put that queen and rook together, ladder it down, baby, and that's a KO.
Good games, man.
Yeah, good games, good games.
Hello, Tapir. Hello, Caballo.
Hello.
Oh,
Caballo. A
Yeah.
tough match, my friend. That you weren't able to put a dub on the board, and I'm wondering if, even in retrospect, you can think of why that was. Did you not get any openings that you were looking for? Were you just focused on speed instead of tactics?
Well, a big part was I just blundered way too much. I forgot. I didn't think you were going to do the elephant, and I had preparation, and I forgot that game. So that one was. I mean, they're all on me, but that one was really on me.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, no, he was just better. He's just faster. He was playing more accurate moves, so gotta tip my hat. That's all I can do. Just prepare for the next game match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned his speed. It's interesting because Tapir that's an area where, you struggle with the speed, but it's more the speed at the end of the game. Like in a pure time scramble, I think Caballo has probably got the speed on you, but he was never really able to make it to that situation because you were just laying on the pressure. And generally, because you're not that fast at the end, I think you make a point to play the middle game and the opening faster, which I think you did this match.
Yeah, for sure. If I can get into a non-losing opening, then I feel like putting the pressure on, in the middle game, it's what buys me at least a little bit of time. I mean, there was that game that should have been a win, but he was able to draw it out because of time, lost track.
Yep.
He was playing good, but there was some prep lines. Again, I got to give a ton of credit to Moose, just because we prepped. I think 4 of the lines he played, we had some prep for. And again, most of that prep was just designed to get me into an okay, or if not winning, middle game.
Yep.
Where he couldn't really keep the pressure on to get the time. I'm mad I hung my bishop, but it ended up
a small blemish on an otherwise, pretty good match that you can be happy with. I wanted to ask about that line that Caballo swapped to at some point in the middle of the match, which he ended up playing quite a few times. He played the Danish Gambit. And he was offering all these pawns. He was hitting you with like all these bishop sacks tactics. But is that specifically an area where you were just well prepared?
That's Moose. I messed it up. He did it twice to me. I messed up the first time because I'm supposed to let. We kind of checked, and he likes taking that bishop takes f7, which I thought he wins the queen on.
Yep.
But then the bishop b4 check move wins the queen back, and then it's just
right. Either an equal game or better. Time.
Yeah. The one I think he had the best chances against me because I screwed it up was when he kind of played that modern. I lost the pawns, in the middle there, and I screwed up my knight move. And by the time we were in it, I was like, I move ordered into something. So let's just try not to play slow and try not to hang some pieces. And I was pretty proud of my knight takes check tactic, kind of disconnecting the queen and being able to win that knight, and then still, even if his rook took, his queen would be pinned. So I felt pretty good about that move. And I mean, what could he do? You know what I mean? Like, he's in a rough spot. He was in a rough spot in a lot of those games, and a lot of that, if not the majority of it, was. I mean, Moose is a coach, man. Like, he's lights out. He knows.
Yeah. Moose did an amazing job because most people, when I play how I play, like, I get pretty good positions. Like, I don't have to really worry about it. But it's like, it was really hard because it's like he knew everything I was trying to do before I did it. So it's like, what am I supposed to really open with? It was really tough, but he just played better today.
Yeah, and it's the execution.
Yeah.
It's not easy to even like receive all that information and then apply it. It's quite a different story. It doesn't all regurgitate properly every single time. But you mix it up with B3. I was going to ask you about that, Caballo. I didn't expect that. That seemed hot off the press. Is that's something new for this match, or is that just a comfort pick that you always kind of had?
It's a bit of everything. I definitely had to throw something that I didn't. Cause I look at my opening tree and stuff, so I really had to like change what I did and stuff. And I was trying to throw a curveball, but.
So I thought that
the B3 was a curveball.
Yeah,
I was out of prep on move 1.
I think that Tapir, when he was in his prep, which was clear in the Danish that he was playing quick. You were getting bad positions. In fact, many of them you were just down a piece early. I thought that you almost should have stuck with the B3. I know that you played it game 1 and you lost with it, but you had a pretty good position at many points in that game. And to be honest, it was the most combative. Even though it ended up as it looked kind of like a stomp at the end, I actually thought it was one of your better fights because, like you said, Caballo, you used it as a curveball and it kind of worked. It got him out of any prep he could have had.
I was out of prep on move 1.
Yeah,
a little bit. Sorry.
I thought about it, but I mean, it was just tough. Definitely have some work to do before the next match I play. So.
Yep. Did you speak to your? Well, not necessarily your coach, but did you speak to someone in the timeout that offered advice on any of the openings? Because it looked like you came back from that and kind of like went for this Danish.
Yeah, I did. I had a nice little chat, and I tried, and he was just prepared, man. Just tipped my hat.
Yep, you said it. Prep kills sometimes, and that's a nod to the coaching staff and the people behind you. But also, you know, you want to hand that credit off to Tapir, but still maintain some of it for yourself. Because, like I said, showing up and just remembering a bunch of different lines is not easy to do, and executing was well done.
So Caballo's opening tree is like 25,000 games. He plays a ton. So it was not an easy task figuring out like what are the most likely games. I mean, there was probably 3 or 4 lines. You know, some more basically center fork trick lines. Like there was a good amount of lines that never saw the light of day. So it's not wasted prep because it obviously was so evident in all the other ones. But I mean, like, that you can't prep against everything. You never know what he's going to play on the day. So
evidenced by B3 as well. And Caballo, are you nervous about bringing out this suit for the next round? Do you feel like it's tainted now after the result today? You're like, oh, I don't want to wear it, or will you be back dapper as ever?
No, I'm not that superstitious. You know, if you prepare, like, you know, proper preparation prevents poor performance, and well, I didn't have that today, but as long as I prepare better for the next one, I could wear whatever and I'd still win. So, but clearly I have more work I have to do. So,
absolutely, and a lot to take away from a match, even though it's like feels one-sided. Those are truthfully, I mean, it sucks to say, but those are the ones you learn the most from, because you can look at all these openings and be like, okay, holy shit, I was just down a piece on like move 7, make sure that never happens again. You know, Tapir, we were all wondering, you seem to use your timeout to go for a refill. Interesting strategy, kind of a different, was that the coach tell you to do that one?
No, that one was on me, a little callback to some of maybe that earlier shade talking, but that's not the, you know, I didn't want to throw it at the end because, you know, Caballo played well and it's hard to be out prepped, but, you know, a little bit of fun, right? Like,
absolutely.
No, I'm not mad at it. It definitely deserves some flack, but, you know, when you live by the sword, you die by it. So
that's right. Sometimes you got to be the heel, and you know, the heel can take a loss or two sometimes.
But my story is not done, so
no, it's important to remember that both of these, because we just watched a match where we did see a fighter eliminated, but neither one of you is after this match. So looking ahead, we have obviously Tapir moving on up in the winners bracket, and we'll play the winner of Randall and Bobercio. And then we also have little Jimmy, who's going to drop down, and it looks like play the winner of Merk Wahlberg and Jake Allo. So, Caballo, what do you think of that, man?
That's interesting. It looks like I'll be going up against potentially another prep guy if Merk wins. So,
right. And Jake, I don't know if you saw Jake Allo. He looked crazy strong for his 700, 800 elo that he brought in. And he has been getting some coaching specifically after that match, just for this match against Merk. So I'm expecting that to be pretty tight, especially it's a longer match. So we'll see, but you're right. I mean, the coaching is starting to really play a role here.
Yep. Just, I can't be mad, man. Losmus is just a different beast. Like, it's sort of insane.
There you go. And Tapir, Randall, Bobercio, obviously a lot of lab work to do. You know, you'll take a look at whoever it is once it's known, but you've seen these guys in action, have you?
A little bit. The other, I think, the unspoken, you know, it's not just Moose. You know, Moose prep king, and we've been working a lot. You know, absolutely a ton of credit needs to go to him. But one of the advantages I've also, you know, had over little Jimmy and Keem that I won't have against Randall or Bobercio is they're my fellow gym brothers.
That's right.
You know what I mean, we all hit them lessons in the gym, so it's not just going to be about getting into the prep with Moose and getting to a an even middle game or winning. I mean, that'll be great, but then it's going to be all right. Who's these end games, whatever else.
Yep.
Like, all right, gym lessons come into play a little bit more. I won't have that advantage, so I'm gonna have to work real hard. And again, still happy I'm gonna have Moose because he's awesome.
Yep.
So hopefully we're able to put on a show, whether that's Bobertro or Thyrandel, and I'm looking forward to watching their match.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
root for both of them. Yeah.
Exactly. No, the gym is running deep, and it's good to see that you're kind of making use of all the tools, because a little bit's prep, a little bit is those end games, a lot of it is speed, nerves, time management. There's so many factors that go into a winning match, but whether you got them all together or just enough of them together, you certainly did the right thing today. It truly was a crushing performance. And we did have a 6-1 match, but I will say our most one-sided victory so far. So something to be happy with, Tapir, and you're moving on in the winners bracket. Still got 2 lives in our double elim, so you got to be pretty happy with today's perf.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. And like I said, I don't know what the chess gods they must have liked me when I got paired with Moose 3 months ago. So
there you go. Yeah. It worked out like that way, and Caballo will be. Sometimes it's a style matchup as well. Styles make fights. This could be a bad style matchup, that prep, but put Caballo against a different fighter and you'll get a different outcome potentially. So you got more matches to look forward to as well. We certainly haven't seen the last of you, Mr. CaballoLoco.
No, my story's not done, and I'll definitely be better next time. I promise that.
Hell yeah.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah,
Well,
good luck on you too.
Let's go. Thanks for the match tonight. Very entertaining, late prime time slot. And shout out to Pierre getting the cam together as well. Huge addition. I think the people enjoyed that. So thanks, and GG's, boys.
Yeah, GG's.
Thank you, guys. Looking forward to the rest of the night. So
let's go.
Good
Till
to see
next
y'all
time,
in
boys.
chat.
Later.
Bye.
There we go.